Ladies and gentlemen, so happy here tonight because my first guest has spent 28 years in Congress and has become the progressive patriarch of the Democratic Party. Now he's running for President of the United States. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator. That's nice. That's nice. You still got it, kid. Well, that does not happen with every guest. I'm here to tell you that does not happen with every guest. I'm so glad you're here tonight. First of all, I think this is your 9th appearance on the show, 10th appearance, 9th interview. You get a free sub after this, actually.
And I knew you before you were Stephen Colbert.
Wait, what was I?
One of your former shows.
Oh, yeah. Back then, I was just Stephen Colbert. Right. Now I'm Stephen Colbert.
Now you're Stephen
totally
Colbert.
Different guy. Right. I'm glad you're here because big doings in D.C. Obviously, we want to talk about your campaign, but let me hit you here as a senator. Are you at all insulted that Trump didn't try to get dirt on you from Ukraine? What am I? What am I, chopped liver? What are you thinking when you hear this?
Well, what I'm thinking is that Donald Trump is probably the most corrupt president in the modern history of this country. And that the impeachment inquiry has got to move as quickly as possible. He is really an embarrassment to our country. And let's get moving on the impeachment inquiry.
One of the things that people are saying is that the White House is caught a little flat-footed by how fast this story is moving. Is that they were thinking that maybe they could get out like some sort of redacted transcript or maybe slow walk this for a while till things came off the boil. But Nancy Pelosi immediately went to impeachment inquiry. Do you think that was the right thing to do, to go that fast?
I do. I mean, I've been calling for an impeachment inquiry for months. And I think that this Ukrainian business using national security money designed to protect the people of America.
Yeah, the money that we all give
the taxpayers,
our money.
Right. And use that as leverage to try to get dirt on a political opponent. And then trying to cover that up. I mean, this is an outrage on top of an outrage. And I think this has kind of taken millions of people to say, you know what, enough is enough with this guy.
One of the things that I want to know what you think about this is that some of the Republicans, some of the president's allies have said, like, oh, this thing's all so complicated. It's actually strangely simple because you hear what the president has to say, you understand the motivation completely, and there isn't that much to explain. He wanted this dirt, he had some leverage, and he used it.
I agree. This is not complicated, and it's consistent with his behavior.
Right. It's on brand.
It is. I mean, I honestly believe, I'm not a psychiatrist here, but I honestly believe
you look like a psychiatrist. I just want you to know.
But lie down and we'll talk about your problems. All right. I'm not sure that he knows the difference between lying and truth-telling. I doubt very much that he understands what the Constitution of the United States of America is about. I don't think he understands that we have an emolument clause which says you cannot enrich yourself when you're president. I don't know that he understands that. And he is, he grew up as a very rich kid. I think he was a spoiled brat, and he thinks he could do anything that he wants to do. And it is, other people work hard. They tell the truth. They pay their taxes. That's not Donald Trump. And I think we have got to explain to him what the Constitution of the United States is about.
Now, since last we were together, you have announced your candidacy for President of the United States. You're running. We've had the debates. In 2016, 4 years ago, you were the progressive. Now, a lot of people have picked up your banner and are running with a lot of your original ideas. Do you ever want to turn to somebody and say, hey, I put my name on that yogurt. You can't take that. That's my Medicare For All with fruit on the bottom.
No. Look, what I am very proud of is that the ideas that I talked about 4 years ago, right here on this show and throughout this country, raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, making public colleges and universities tuition free, canceling student debt in this country, which is something I think we have to do, making sure that we understand that climate change is, in fact, a major national security issue. And I'm very proud to have introduced the most comprehensive climate change program that any candidate for president has ever introduced. And then you got the issue of health care. All right, 4 years ago, I was here saying health care is a human right. It is not a privilege. We have got to take on the greed of the pharmaceutical industry and of the insurance companies and guarantee health care to every man, woman, and child in this country as a human right. And that has gone.
Now, Senator Warren was on here last week, and I asked her about her plans for Medicare for All. And I'm gonna ask you the question that I asked her, at the risk of being accused of trumpeting Republican talking points. Is there an increase in taxes on the middle class to pay for Medicare for All? Or rather, where would the tax burden go to pay for that?
Okay. Under my legislation, which has 15 co-sponsors, I believe, in the Senate now, nobody in America will pay any more premiums. Just talked to a woman the other day who pays $1,700 a month, $20,000 a year, gone. No more co-payments, gone. No more out-of-pocket expenses, gone. Nobody will go bankrupt. Right now, 500,000 people in America go bankrupt because of medical bills. All of that is gone. Nobody in America under my bill will pay more than $200 a year in total for their prescription drugs, and will stop the ripping off of the American people by the pharmaceutical industry. Now, having said that, is health care free? No, it is not. So what we do is exempt the first $29,000 of a person's income. You make less than $29,000, you pay nothing in taxes. Above that, in a progressive way, with the wealthiest people in this country paying the largest percentage, people do pay more in taxes. But if I say to you that right now you're paying $20,000 a year in a tax called a premium for the insurance companies, that's gone. And then I say, Stephen, you're paying $10,000 a year now to the federal government, you're $10,000 to the good. You'd ask me, where do I sign up for that? So,
will people in Canada and in the UK, two of the places you often point to where healthcare has worked, it's sort of a Medicare for All style or national health insurance has worked.
Yeah.
Different systems. There are supplemental treatments you can get if you pay out of pocket to a doctor who basically is not in the Medicare for All plan. If I wanted a different treatment or somebody not in Medicare for All, would I be able to pay somebody else?
If you wanted cosmetic surgery, all basic health care needs.
What do you think I need to have done to me?
Well, it's the nose, Stephen.
I know it takes a right.
I wanted to be polite, but it is the nose.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's not attached to the glasses. It's not attached
all
to
right,
the glasses.
but here's the point. We are covering all basic health care needs. Medicare is a very strong program, and all I want to do over a 4-year period is expand it to everybody and include dental care, hearing aids, and eyeglasses, and home health care as well. So we cover mental illness, we cover all basic health care needs. Somebody wants cosmetic surgery, fine, go to some private insurance. But we cover all basic health care needs, and the overwhelming majority of the American people will be paying less for health care than they are today.
So there would still be some sort of private market?
For non-basic health care services.
Well, we have to take a little bit of a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Senator Bernie Sanders, everybody.